Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. Um, this was super last minute, so I understand if you can't like stay or pop in, that's fine. Um, looks like we had Kingston in here. Sadly, going to bed during that time, but wanted to say hi, have a good night, and enjoy your writing. Thank you for being here anyway, Kingston. Always appreciate a pop in. Hi, Miles. How are you? Are you going to be joining me for some sprints tonight? If you are, let me know what you're working on. I had the most fun day today. I went to the East Village and my new neighborhood, and I did some exploring. And I saw this like cute little witchy shop. It was so much fun just like walking around, and I found a new cafe. Coffee is fantastic. Um, Thank you for asking. This is my living room, and that back there is my kitchen. You can't really see it because it's like super, super long, but I love my new place. It is just like a beautiful apartment. The windows are huge. I don't know if you can tell on here, but yeah, it's really, really nice and it's quiet. The only thing that I'm not a huge fan of is I live downtown, and unfortunately, homeless people like to hang out like right in front of my building. But they don't really bother me. It's just something to deal with, I guess. It's way better than my last place though. So I can't complain too much. Yes, Night Riders unite. Oh, you're not late, Ian. We literally just started. Don't worry about that. Hi, Araya. I've been waiting for someone to stream all day. Yes, this was super last minute. Like, I was just thinking, I don't think I can focus unless I have other people riding with me today because I tried at the cafe earlier and I was there for almost 2 hours and I only wrote like 200 something words the whole time because I was just so distracted. My Miles is joining the sprints. I think I might D&D prep or do some brainstorming by hand. Okay, okay. Glad it's going well. You needed a break. I definitely needed a break. I was going crazy in my last place. It was just a nightmare the whole time. Araya just finished revising chapter 4, but plan on getting through chapter 5 after dinner. Fantastic. Sounds like some great goals. Awesome. Carrie just needed 1,000 more words and then you'll call it a day. How many have you already written? That's a pretty good goal for the rest of the night. And I don't know what time it is where you're at, but I think I'm ready for the first sprint. How's everybody feeling about 25 minutes, or do you want to do more, less? What's everyone's feeling right now? I feel like I could do anything at the moment. 3,500 so far. I really feel behind my 10K per week goal. That is a lot though. You should be really proud of yourself. Um, I love a long sprint, but do what you need. Uh 45. I don't know. I'm also good with 25. Okay, why don't we hit somewhere in the middle and do like 30? 25 is up. Let's do that. I feel like that's the default though. Let's do 30. How does everybody feel about 30 minutes? Is that like a good middle ground? 30 is slay. Great. All right, everybody, we are going to get some work done tonight. I can't wait to write some words. I just need to finish this freaking draft already. It's driving me freaking crazy. I only have like 16,000 words left to write. So I feel like I could do that pretty quickly this month if I really put my head down and just do it. Um, Okay, great. 30 is perfect. Sure. Let's do it. All right, guys. Ready? Good luck. Everybody, right. right, people, how did you do? I see Taylor stop by. Hi, Taylor. Thank you for popping in. Hopefully, you're having a great 4th of the July weekend. I managed to write 772 words during that sprint, so I'm very happy with that progress. I'm actually currently writing the climax, and things are getting a little heated. How did everybody do for that sprint? Let me know. Also, if you have any questions that you want to pop in the chat, also, that would be totally fine. Also seems to be my favorite word tonight, but if you can hear popping in the background, that is fireworks. They've put them, there's a baseball stadium like really close to my house, and they like to do the fireworks for like 4 days during the 4th of July weekend, just right over there. So let's see. Carrie struggled a bit with some infos trying to weave in. I got 366. Hey, progress is progress, and that's still really good for 30 minutes. Araya got partway through cooking dinner. What are you making for dinner? I still haven't eaten yet, and it's like almost 11 o'clock my time, so I'm trying to decide what I want to eat. Maybe you can inspire me to make something. How did everybody else do? I guess we can share last lines too if you want. Mine was, her knuckles turned white as she squeezed the gun's handle, and I'm not exactly sure what that is actually called. I have to look it up, and I was going to, but then I ran out of time. The grip, I think that's what it's called. I'm not 100% sure. Finger steaks and homemade fries. Oh my gosh. That sounds so good. Fun fact, French fries are like my favorite food. I have a problem, like a legitimate problem, that if they had like a fry rehab, I would be 100% admitted into that facility. I'm obsessed with fries. This is just like a weird topic for a writing sprint live stream, but I am very particular about the fries that I have. I can't have like crinkle cut fries. They gross me out. And the sauces that go, I'm like very specific about the sauces that I eat with my fries with. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Anybody else want to share last lines or like tell us what you're doing or how you feel about what you were writing? I guess while I'm waiting for people to respond to that, I feel pretty good about some of the words that I wrote in this last sprint. I feel like for some weird reason, they're a lot cleaner than they were than all of the words that I wrote last month. Does anybody else go through phases where they're like really unhappy with the words that they're writing, and then other days they're really happy with the words that they're writing, even if there's not any like real difference? Because that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. They are still really going with those fireworks. Yes, I was just thinking earlier that I can't tell if any of this is good. That's so real, Carrie. That's so real. I am the same. I feel like you really only know until you go back and you reread it. I guess that was the sorry about that. That was the break. I forgot to turn it off. But yeah, I feel like you only really know if the words are actually good or usable until you go back to reread it and you're revising. But that's something that I can't do in the first draft because I tend to, when I do that, I tend to just want to focus on editing instead of actually drafting. And then I get stuck in editing and don't write more words. So I'm trying really hard not to do that. I do that in the same day. I read through a chapter 3 times and I feel different about it each pass. Yeah, it's so interesting. I don't understand why that, well, I understand why that is, but it just makes it harder. That's one of the reasons why I don't read through, because if I do, then like I said, I get stuck in wanting to fix it and then I don't write anything else, or I get discouraged and I throw it out. So it's just not a good it's not good for me to do that. All right, how does everybody feel about another sprint? Are we feeling good to keep writing? What's the verdict here? I'm thinking if we do another sprint, now they'll probably be a little bit longer, maybe 40 minutes. How does everybody feel about that? I took a nap today so I can go for a while. Yeah, I did too. So I'm feeling like I'm probably not going to fall asleep until like 2 a.m. We can definitely do more sprints. I'm here until I feel like tapping out. So, how does 40 minutes sound to everybody? I'm just going to get it started here. Good with me. It's also only 8:42 for me. So, where are you if you don't mind sharing? Um, it's almost, like I said, it's almost 11 o'clock for me. So, you must be on the West Coast somewhere. Hi, JK. Good to see you. My 5-year anniversary of being a Black indie author is today. Congratulations. That's so awesome, JK. Let everybody know what you're working on in the chat. Are you still working on your bakery romance? I think that's what I remember you were working on last time we talked. Sounds good to me. And then she says, it might be too late for me to stay up. That's okay. If you can't stay, we appreciate you popping in anyways. Araya is in northern Idaho. Yeah, that makes sense now with the time zone. I've never been to Idaho, but I have a goal to visit every single state. It's on my list of places to go. JK's been working on chapter 10 of her pastry chef rivals to lovers whip, Project Sugar. See, that's what I thought you were working on. Wasn't 100% sure. I love that for you. And Carrie says 40 sounds good to me. So if everybody is ready, let's jump into another writing sprint. I'm going to go ahead and start that. Good luck, everybody. Hey everybody, how did we do? I did 706 words during that sprint. I was struggling a little bit to get into it at the beginning of the sprint, but I managed to find my stride. I did have to do some research to like figure out the names of things that I'm trying to like. There's a part of this scene where they have to basically force somebody to open some documents, but they can only get to it using a biometric authentication. And I couldn't figure out what the word for that was, so I had to do some research for that. Carrie did 668 and hit their goal for the day. Congratulations, that is awesome. I think I also hit my goal for the day. My goal today was 1,500 words, and I'm now at 1,802. So I think we both did pretty well. How did everybody else do? In the meantime, I do have a question for you guys, if you guys wouldn't mind. If you could meet any character from any book that you've ever read in real life, who would it be and why? I don't actually have an answer for this question, but I'm curious to know what everybody else's answers would be. I'm trying to think. I'm tempted to say Bella Swan just so I could like slap her in the face and tell her and ask her what she was thinking, but that seems a little juvenile. I'm trying to think. Who would it be? Rhea says probably one of my mini book boyfriends. Yeah, that's a good answer. Yes, congratulations, Carrie. Congratulations. I'm still trying to think. I honestly don't know. That's kind of a hard question. Maybe gosh, I'm so bad with names of people. What's that one by V.E. Schwab, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue? I might meet her just to kind of talk to her, but then I would forget that she existed. JK says she was able to write a sentence. That's all I could manage for tonight. Hey, a sentence is progress. That is progress. We're all working towards the same goal, getting our books done, and any little bit helps. A sentence works. What's your new deadline for draft one? My new deadline for draft one is July 15th. I have around 15,000 words left to write. So I feel like I could manage that. And that would be just like a pretty steady pace for me if I managed to write every day. I think I could do that. Carrie says Gideon the Ninth from Gideon the Ninth. Awesome. I've never read that, so I'm not exactly sure why this person, why this character. Thank you. I think I got it. I think I do. I have a live stream coming up with Evelyn on Evelyn's channel on the 10th. And I might do some more of these like impromptu sprints just to kind of get me through. But I think I can do it. We'll see. What's everybody's writing goals for the month? Besides finishing this draft, I actually have another project that I have kind of just waiting in the wings that I really want to start working on this month. I'm taking a little bit of a different approach to that. I'm going to be outlining this one, so that should be interesting. since I am not an outliner at all. Um, but I'm really excited about this project and I want to do it right. I want to make sure that I'm getting that first draft as clean as possible so that revisions don't kill me, basically. Carrie says, highly recommend. It's a sci-fi fantasy murder mystery and a haunted mansion in space. Also, Gideon and the narrative voice is just so funny. Okay, that's interesting. Definitely interested in reading that. I'm gonna have to let me just add that to my TBR super quick because I will forget the name of it. So let's see. Gideon the Knight. Okay. It's added to my TBR. Araya wants to revise 2 chapters a week so she can finish draft 3 by September. Okay. I think you can do that. I feel like you can do that for sure. Anybody have any other questions before I think we'll probably do one more writing sprint and then I might call it a night because I'm starting to get a little tired and I still need to eat dinner. So, does anybody have any other questions before we hop on to another sprint, or do you feel good to just jump in and go back to writing? How do we feel? I'm thinking we'll probably do like a quick 25-minute sprint for this next one. Oh my goodness. Oh, 25 works. Awesome. All right. Well, then I think we'll probably just jump in and do the thing, write the words, work on our books. I'll go ahead and get that timer started. Carrie's going to dip because they hit their goal for the day and the laptop is dying. Thank you for the stream. I needed the body doubling. Yes, I did too. And no worries for dipping out. Congratulations on hitting your goal. Get some rest. And thank you for being here. All right. Everybody else who is going to sprint, let's get started. 3, 2, 1, right. I paused the timer so that I didn't scare you guys with the applause at the end. But that is the end of the sprint. How did everybody do? Um, I only wrote 143 words. I'm like really, really slowing down now. So I'm still happy with the words that I wrote. Um, Again, this is well, I guess not again. I'm doing a vlog right now, and I'm talking about how it's going in a direction that I didn't expect it to go in, but I'm interested in seeing where it goes. How did everybody do that sprint? So I am like getting really, really tired. So yeah, I definitely think that that's going to be the last writing sprint of the evening. Aria decided to read instead of write, so I made zero progress, unfortunately. I don't know if I would say zero progress. I think that reading is a really important part of writing a book. So I feel like even if you weren't actually writing in your draft, you can still count that as making progress. Because reading, I mean, you can learn how to write, um, how not to write things when you're reading. So, and you can learn about story structure and everything. So I would say that you still made progress, even if you didn't actually physically write anything. I think that's also true when it comes to like watching movies and TV shows and everything too. You can really pick up if you're looking for it. You can pick up on story structure and ways to set a scene, things like that. What are you reading right now, Araya? Yes, I love reading. My problem is I'll find one I love and then binge read the whole thing. Yeah, I feel like that's a common issue to have when you really love to read. Um, I love to read, but I'm really picky about my books. So if I am not liking something about it, or if the story's just not like really gripping me, I struggle through reading, even if I like the book. Like, for example, I've been reading A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes for like, I swear I've been reading this book for like 6 months. And I'm just not motivated to pick it up. And it's really like, I like the story just because of the background and I love the Hunger Games. But for some reason with this particular book, I'm struggling to like find the motivation to read it. But I'm the same exact way. Like I binge read the entire Court of Thorns and Roses series in like a week. So I only was able to do that because I work from home and we were going through like a slow period. So I literally read um like all day long. It was just, yeah, a lot of reading. I DNF'd a book the other day, so I just started another just now. It's called Secrets of the Forgotten Heir. Interesting. Okay. That sounds that sounds interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up. I want to add more books to my TBR, but at the same time, my TBR is already overwhelming. It's just, and there's no way I'm gonna ever get to all of these, but how many do I actually have? Secrets of the Forgotten Era. Okay. Well, I guess I'm adding it to my TBR. I have 337 books on my digital TBR right now. So it's a lot. And I have a lot of books on my physical TBR too. I just haven't actually gotten to them yet. I don't have a TBR. I just download what I like and try to read it. And then if I don't like it, I move on to the next. I feel like that's a healthier way to go about it. I stockpile books that I want to read. And I never read them. It's so bad. All right. All right, guys. I think I'm going to cut it off here. It is now 12:04 a.m. I still haven't eaten dinner. I don't know that I'm going to. I might just go to sleep because I'm tired. But I want to thank you so much for joining. And I'm glad that we were all able to get some work done tonight. My final word count for the day is 1,945 words. So very happy about that. And no problem, Araya. Thank you so much. I will go eat. I will. I actually have a steak in my fridge right now that I've been like just putting off making. So I'll probably do that tonight. So all right. Well, I will let you get back to the rest of your evening. Thank you for being here, and have a good rest of your night and a good rest of your weekend. Bye.